Ready to come in, chop up some game. But last month's boxing, that was a great month, as we know, and it's a great month ahead in the month of March. So yeah, shout out to Bodyguard Super, man like Tony, King Mo. Yeah man. So gonna just chop out with you guys. Any of you guys wanna come in? Talk about last month's boxing, loads of fights that went on, some shock results, some results we thought were meant to happen, some dubious decisions, some questionable, controversial results. yeah, Canelo is definitely something else. Who can stop him? Boy, I don't know who can stop Canelo, you know. The only guy I say has a chance, I've said it before and I say it again, is my boy David Benavidez. If it ain't no, Billy Joe ain't doing it. Charlo ain't doing it. The only guy who has a chance is my boy David Benavidez. And even that is still, you know what I mean, that's still a hard one to really say with conviction, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, fire away your questions in here, guys, or one of you guys jump in on the live and let's chop it up. Let's hear your opinions, and you can ask me some questions, I'll ask you some questions, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about that as I join. But King Mo, are you able to get on? Because I know that VPN gets a bit nuts for you. What did King Mo say? What you disagreed on? Bruno, what did he say? Billy John Charlotte. Oh no, he was just asking. He was just asking. He didn't say. I don't. What, King? Do you think Billy can do it in May? What are you saying? Yes, Indomitable. Yes, Jack. Do you think Billy Boy can do it on May the 8th, Cinco de Mayo, Mexican holiday? It's not the Independence one. The Independence one's September. Yes. Big up Sour Diesel. Yes. What about Canelo? We're talking about Canelo. Someone asked, who can stop him? Who can stop the reign? I said Andre Ward out of retirement will beat Canelo. Rav 86. I don't think so. I think he's been out a bit too long. I see him doing some shadow boxing. People talking about it coming out of retirement. But what I've clocked, I clocked it. No one clocked it, but I clock it because I'm the aficionado. What it is, if you look at it, he's got lights and stuff around him. He's doing shadow boxing. He's going to feature in that new boxing game that's coming out. ESP or something like that. The one with Lyndon Arthur, Conor Benn and all them guys. He's featuring on that game. I've clocked it. He's going to feature on the game. That's what that was about. It's getting his movement and punches and stuff. He's going to be on that new boxing game coming out. But yeah, Ward, he's 37, been out for too many years. Yeah, I wouldn't think that's a good idea for him. What other comments we got? Yeah, prime for prime. Ward would do him. Ward will do him, but not now. Yeah, the only person I think could beat Canelo, and that's I can't even say it with too much conviction because Canelo's looking mad, is my boy David Benavidez, man. But have you noticed in the last two fights, one of my friends, Brian James, said Canelo's added a new skill to his arsenal. It's called hypnosis, because when these opponents get in front of him, it's like they're just scared to throw a punch. They just don't know what to do. Oh, big up my boy Brian James. But he's evolved. Mayweather beat him. Yeah. Canelo was young then. He was a world champion, all that. He has definitely evolved, and he's picked up a lot of skills from Mayweather. That fight actually was probably the best thing that happened to his career. That's the best thing that happened because he's changed his whole style. He's taken moves off of Mayweather. He's added that to the arsenal, the Mayweather moves. You see the moves. You know what I mean? You see the ring entrances. Now he's getting, he's getting bossy with it. I'm loving it. Eddie Hearn is doing a wonderful job with Canelo. I know, but he's had a couple funny decisions. Yeah, Bruno, what funny decisions would you say there is? I've heard of some, and I think there is some, and there's one which gets mad overlooked, which I think a guy kind of beat him, but they never mention it. They act like it was just like his cool runnings. 1 second. The guy that gets declared a winner wins. Yeah, but them tacos and beans. Yeah, the rice and beans in it. It's rice and peas in it. Just Latin version. Yes, my guy.
Big respect. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. And yourself?
Yeah. I see you got that fresh trim.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I couldn't get to the barbers and it was just itching me like crazy. So I said, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be needing this beard anytime soon. So let me just cut it off and start again. Because I ain't going
nowhere. It seems kind of strange seeing you without it after so long with it.
Yeah.
You know, so long as wifey's happy.
Well, she prefers the beard, but it is what it'll grow back.
It is what it is. So where we going?
So,
where we going to start in the month of February?
The month of February, well, we got to take it from the top, ain't we?
Okay. I think I ain't even got a list of fights, man. I just know boxing just been flying at me left, right, and center.
Yeah. I don't think I might not even get them in numerical order, but I'm going from what I remember. So we'll start off with. We'll go briefly. We'll touch on briefly with Zelfa Barrett versus Kiko Martinez.
Yeah, did you watch that robbery, man? Yeah. Well, I don't know. You don't know if you can call it a robbery in that the result you could still see potential of, Barrett might have sneaked it if you're heavily biased one way, but the card was wrong. The cards were wrong. Yeah. That's where that messed up, because there's no way Kiko didn't win at least 5 rounds in that fight. At least 5 rounds. Yeah.
So that's where the cards made it a robbery, but you could have, depending what you like, you could have squeezed Zelfa over the line. I personally didn't, because for me he was missing too many. He was relying too much on that famous hook, which he's stolen off of his uncle. What's his name? What's his uncle? Yeah, Pat Barrett. Yeah, the Black Flash. So the left hook, he obviously got the last guy out of there with it. He's done a couple other guys. So he was trying to land it, but Kiko knew the move. An experienced campaigner. He saw it coming, and he wasn't getting caught by it at the end of the day. Yeah. So
I mean, I'll give Zelfa the credit. He came through the hard part of the fight, and he finished the fight really strong. So for that, I give him maximum props. Look, if I had only seen from round 6 onwards, he definitely wins the fight. But as we said, the early part of the round, the middle rounds, there was a lot of giving away rounds there, and
Yeah.
I like Zelfa, man. I think he's got a lot of upside. I think he'll go away, dust himself down, realise what he did wrong. I don't know if Kiko wants a rematch on that one, but I think those are the kind of fights that fighters learn from.
Yeah, that's a good learning fight, rather than him blowing a couple other guys out. It's better you learn on the job like that. He got rocked a couple times. Sure. He had to soak it up. And he showed character. And his uncle was a very good coach, because he livened him up the same way he had to liven up his other nephew in the yard fight.
Oh yeah, Lyndon Arthur.
Yeah, Lyndon Arthur. Yeah, so well done to Pat. I've got a question mark from Bodyguard Super, so we've got to get this question. Who can stop Canelo?
The $1 million question. Billy
Yep.
Joe Saunders, of course.
Did you see him with getting him?
Oh man. No,
Getting his
I like
own.
your guy, man. I like your guy, David Benavidez. You know, look, he's fighting Ronald Ellis this month, so you know it's
Yeah.
going to be good
This
to see
Saturday.
him back after his little hiatus away from the ring.
Yeah, it's this Saturday.
Sorry?
This Saturday.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
know it's going to be good to see him back. You know, two great fighters. You know, Ronald Ellis is no easy fight.
Yeah.
So you know, it should be a good little battle.
Yeah. So yeah, what chances are you giving Billy on Cinco de Mayo then?
None, really ain't.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I like Billy. I really do. I think he's one of our best boxers, technical boxers. You know,
Yeah.
but I think he's one of these guys that I just, you know, you've got to work to keep your talent. You know, look at Canelo, look at Floyd. You know, they're never out of the gym.
Yeah.
They live, eat, and breathe the sport. You know, and even if they don't fight, but for once or twice a year, they never let themselves go. Billy, on the
Mm.
other hand, he's just been in, out. I'll turn up, I won't turn up, because he's so gifted. He kind of just, you know,
Take it
even
for
like
granted.
even like the approach. You see him do the 2 interviews in the last 24 hours, and it's like, yeah, I'll turn up. Just gonna get me check, you know. And it's like, you know, take this seriously, Billy. If you were to really be serious about this, get yourself in the best shape ever. You know, you could cause this guy a problem. I ain't saying
Mm.
you're gonna win, but you cause problems.
Yeah. But getting your todger out like with the apron, that don't sound like a man who's taking a man up Canelo's
Yeah, you know,
the
it
mute.
almost it you know, you see the similarities with him and Tyson Fury. You know, they meander into fights. They try to, you know, get stupid angles in terms of trying to just make fun out of the situation. But it doesn't endear them to the public in my eyes. I mean, some people might like it and find it funny, but for me, nah, sorry, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll go on to the back to that card of Zelfa and Kiko. We had the Leeds Warrior, Josh Warrington, come up against a unknown entity in a
Yeah,
Mexican by the name of Mauricio Lara.
yeah.
Uh, was an upset occurred in the ninth round via TKO. Badly hurt and dropped in the fourth. Where do you think? What do you think happened in there? What do you think went wrong? And do you feel that in a rematch he could turn this around? The result.
Okay. I'm going to put a conspiracy theory into this one.
Mm.
I think Josh Warrington was concussed before he went in the ring. If he wasn't, he was concussed very soon after. I I honestly think Josh Warrington, with all his faculties in place, beats Lara in a rematch. Um, Not that I'm Josh Warrington's best friend, or I think he's, you know, the next best thing since sliced bread, but Lara came out of nowhere. Josh has a typical style of dealing with those kind of opponents, and he just never got it done. And he looked off. He looked off. And I just
Yeah.
think when, you know, I think, you know, he took a shot, fourth round, somewhere there or thereabouts, and he never recovered again. He never recovered. His legs never came back. And it just looks
Mm.
strange because you kind of think like you've been in with a few bangers in your time. You know, you beat Frampton in wars. And this guy, you know, credit due to Lara, but he never looked like he was a big banger. So something just tells me, you know, he got caught high on the temple or something, and it just threw his equilibrium, and he never got it back. But I think, you know, I think he can beat the guy, and I think if he wants it, he'll get it back. He'll go back in and beat the guy.
Yeah,
but that's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, but well, some people were saying that there was a shot they saw land in the first round, which they thought was the beginning of the end, really, and they don't think he ever recovered. And one of his trainers, one of our friends, Nick Manners, even said in an interview that he said there was he feels the fight was lost in the first round. There was a shot he took. I think so. He alluded to maybe he was concussed from that first round shot, but because it didn't we didn't visibly see it wobbling. But maybe when he got back to the corner, they looked in his pupils, but they thought, because Warren, he won the first round because he kind of came out the block firing. Yeah, and the guy was kind of startled. He took a deep breath when he got hit in the body. He hit him. He made the guy's head spin 180. So they probably thought, all right, he took a big shot, but this guy, you'll get him out there soon. He's a nobody. But then the guy was there to stay, and he got the job done. So unfortunately, the guy can't be crowned world champion, which he should really be in hindsight. But Warren gave up his belt, as we know, because he was in line to fight Kanzu in April, and that's kind of put a spanner in the works. So he's going to have to do something about that and see where it takes from there. But I feel he will come back and beat this guy. I think, something will probably happen in that first round, or maybe, as you said, something may have happened. In your last spar, you go a bit hard. You do that last 12 or 15, and something happens in that last rough spar. And it might have happened a week before he was due to stop sparring, and they probably cut his sparring early because he probably got dropped. Things like that happened,
Absolutely, yeah.
One a couple of weeks ago, which made me lose my accumulate. I was so upset because I was so in line.
Bachel, wasn't it? It was Bachel, wasn't it?
Yeah. I had the whole.
I saw that accumulator. I saw it. I was like, "Oh, you did so well, man. That look, because you had a lot of fights on that one." And I was like, "Man, this looks good." And then I saw Bachel. I was like, "Oh man,
the last hurdle,
that had to hurt, man."
That hurt, and I thought this was guaranteed. So, but listen, I'll give dues where it's due. Oscar Valdez, I thought he was going to get cleaned out. And my God, that Eddie Reynoso's gym.
Fire.
When people were going to Wildcard and Mayweather gym before, people need these boxers over here or wherever you are in the world, you need to take a trip down to where Eddie's training and go and get some training from him and pay your subs.
Damn right.
You might learn something. Be out there for a month or 8 weeks. Bring your trainer with you if you need. Do a camp, because that guy has got the sauce going on in that gym, because the way he viciously broke up my guy, Miguel Burchell.
Yeah.
And that, I see Base, he's already calling that the knockout of the year, and he says it ain't getting topped. Like the race is over in February, He said, yeah, that's it.
Big shout out to our boy Base in the room,
big shout out to Base the Kid. He's already called it. He said it ain't getting topped. And that shot reminded me, the last one, of Marquez versus Manny Pacquiao. As Manny walked onto it and landed on his face, and it was that overhand. But this one looked more vicious. Yeah, I didn't like to see all them jumping up and down, and he was on the floor. He's like, let the man. The man looked kind of dead for a moment. I thought he did, because he was proper stiff.
Man, listen, you've probably been there, man. When you get that shot, you get so overjoyed. Something you've been practicing in the gym, you're working. There's nothing sweeter than you hit someone, clock, and they just drop. There's nothing sweeter than that.
Yeah, and that's a shot you'd had to practice on the pad in the gym. That ain't a shot you're just throwing off the whim. That's a shot Eddie's told you, Eddie Reynoso we're talking, has probably had in practice, because we know Bachel is an aggressive, come forward, bit face first. So, and he timed him, and so I know why he jumped up and down.
I mean, to be honest, he had him all night. He was constantly clipping him with the combination left hook, right hook, you know, coming underneath to the body and up again. You know, it just looked like he had his number. They just created the perfect game plan for that fight, because Bachelt looked frustrated. You know, he does have somewhat ponderous feet. He doesn't move his feet in, you know, a nice fluid way, and they took advantage of that. Yeah,
because he had him down in the 4th, he had him down in the 9th, and I thought the ref could have, because the ref was talking about possibly stopping it or whatever, like show me something in rounds like 7 and 8, and I was thinking, oh, it's getting a bit violent, man. But because they know what Bachelt's like, you know, he can get up and down and he can do it, he can pull it off. But I didn't see a way back then. And in the 10th, Oscar put him out his misery, and that was vicious, man. So, boy, well done. But Oscar, you can have my money, man. I'll accept it. With performance like that, I'll let you off, sunshine. Well done to you. I thought, also, did you manage to catch Dominic Brazil versus Otto Wallin?
I must admit, I watched about 3-4 rounds of that, and I was like, nah, this ain't hooking me. It weren't that kind of fight that I was hooked, so I kind of just came out of it. Like, I was like, nah, I'll wait for the main event. Yeah,
because, what happened? It was a points win for Otto Wallin. Brazil, for me, needs to retire. He's slowed up so much considerably. Everything,
bad.
Very slow. Like, all right, I'm not in no shape to be fighting, but I'm pretty sure for a few rounds I could get out of the way of his shots. You know, obviously I ain't gonna beat him, but I'll get out of the way because them shots were coming so slow. I know I could duck it. I can duck him. I ain't really trying to block him because he's probably heavy-handed at his side, but he was so slow. It was a joke. He landed a couple uppercuts, but apart from that, it was what I thought it would be. Otto Wallin beating him on points because Wallin, he doesn't have the power to knock out someone like Brazil, but he was always gonna outwork him and outskill him and be too fast for him. So that was it, really. Another one on the same night, but on a different channel.
Josh Kelly?
No. We'll get to that after this one, but it's one of your guys who you wasn't really interested in seeing.
Adrian Broner. AB in the house, about billions. Yeah. I mean,
Santiago.
Yeah, listen. The most interesting part of that whole fight was the interview at the end. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
The interview at the end. He came in with $13. If I could recite what he said about, you know, tonight is going to be hoes, chicks, and whatever,
partying and something like that.
And then Monday is getting back to the grind. Look, good luck to Adrian, man. A phenomenal fighter when you look at it. 4-weight world champion. You know, that ain't you can't turn your nose up and not admire a guy who can win titles in 4-weight divisions. You know, he may not be everybody's slice of bread, but you got to give credit where credit's due. And more often than not, he's a winner. You know, tough kid. He's a tough kid. You know, he ain't been stopped.
No.
So, you know, even when he loses, you know, he's gonna be there to the end. But yeah, it's one of them where you just can't. Again, like Billy Joel, the talent is great, but the work ethic just spoils it for him. And I think it's another case of if he had had the work ethic of a Floyd, of a Canelo, we might have seen a different guy.
Yeah. Well, I think he did have it, and he got sidetracked by new friends. Remember, he started taking up a rap career, and from then, that's when it went downhill. That's when the Maidana fight coming, he got beaten. And from then, he just started being about he just totally lost focus. Before all that, the hangers, the new friends came along. He was a hungry guy. His work rate was up. He was throwing all them shots. And that's what keeps us tuning, because we're like, can he turn it back to those nights?
Right.
Can he do it? But I don't think he can anymore. It's too late in the day.
Starter in the house.
We got starter in the house. So yeah, I just don't think he was, no good work rate. He didn't land a punch in the first round versus Santiago. Yeah, it wasn't a good performance. It could have gone either way, that result, really. Some people thought he lost.
There's no way he lost that fight for me, but
yeah,
it's just,
he's landing the better shot.
That's the kind of guy that you expect a really dazzling performance to make people sit up and go, hang on a second, Adrian is back. But unfortunately, it doesn't make you go like, oh man, did you see Adrian Broner this weekend? No, it didn't make you do that.
No. So as we move on to the one that I was happy about, because a lot of people didn't see it, and I called it not the exact round, because I did a round sort of group section. So it was Josh Kelly versus David Avanesian for the European title on the Matchroom show with Eddie Hearn. I said it was going to be over. Avanesian was going to win between rounds 4 and 7. Kelly, the towel got thrown in round 6. What's your thoughts on the fight?
Listen, the blueprint was written in Madison Square Garden when he fought
Ray Robinson.
His name? Robinson.
Ray Robinson. Yeah, Ray Robinson.
Yeah, because me and my family, some of the guys in our group, we were over there in New York, and we saw that. We saw, like, you know what, Pretty Boy Kelly, somebody needs to just look at that fight and you know what you need to do. So I was not in any way surprised. And I'd seen Avanesian's previous fights, and I knew he had it in him. And so it was no surprise. I, like yourself, I didn't put a bet on Avanesian, but if I would have done, I would have probably gone with a similar bet as yourself.
Yeah.
So asking about AB, do we think he could get better if he was to stay active? I think that's what he meant, starter.
Yeah. I think that's what he meant. If he's really broke, he could probably do a bit better performance, but I don't think he's going to turn it back to those days at super feather and lightweight. I don't think he can do it. Nah.
And the thing is, look, didn't make the weight again.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't make the weight again. Not even close. Yeah. Day before the fight weights go up by 6 pounds.
7.
And you kind of look at that and go, where's he going to operate? What division is he going to operate? Because there's danger in them divisions up above. He can't just walk in there and say, oh, yeah, I'm the man. You ain't even close, brother. You're not even top 5 in them divisions.
Yeah, 1-4. Yeah, so he was 147. He can't. He's not top 5 in that.
Not even close.
Is he? I don't even think top 10.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
let's check.
That's what we're looking at. It's like, as much as I like the guy, if he gets his act together and starts putting results and keeps active, good luck for him. But yeah, you're right. He's got no discipline. What's up, JK in the house?
Yep, JK
hope
the barber.
Hope you're healing up well after your operation.
Yep, because we've got Terence Crawford, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, that Cavaloose guy.
Too many, man.
There's loads.
Adrian is far off that.
Far off. He ain't top. I don't think he's top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? Jaron Ennis. That Ortiz kid. He'll do him now. Yeah, there's too many.
Yeah, good fighters, man. Yeah, 147 is just you got to be on your game. You got to be on your game. But look, he's not turned into a journeyman yet. So let's just see if he can get himself. I think he needs to do what Canelo's doing and say, look, what I'm going to fight 4 times this year.
Yeah.
There's no crowds for 6 months at least. So you might as well just go back in the gym Monday and say, right, let's get this next one on 3 months from now. Boom.
Yeah, real talk. So did you another good a decent fight was the IBF super middleweight champion Caleb Plant versus Caleb Truax.
Truax, yeah.
Battle of the Calebs. It was a points.
And everyone thought Plant was going to win.
Well, he did.
Sorry, Truax was going to win. Yeah, sorry. yeah. Sorry, other way around. The two Calebs. But yeah. No, that was a good fight.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that fight. You know, Caleb Plant is a tough guy. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing him up against Charlo.
Yeah. Well, there's been talk about him getting a big fight. They even want to see him against Charlo. They even want to see him against. He's in one of the run-ins of for Canelo, obviously, because he's got the IBF belt, so that's a lucrative bargaining chip. And but that would probably be next year because, well, it might be the end of the year, you know, because Canelo, Billy May, and then they're looking to do that Triple G3 in September. But then he's got another date in December, so Plant could possibly go on the December bill, if anything. And also
like the Caleb Plant against Truax fight. Thought it was a dead fight. No, I thought it was half decent.
Yeah, it was decent work. You know, decent work. He should. It did disappoint me a little bit that he didn't get rid of Truax. You know, Truax has seen better days. He's old now, but he did all right. But it weren't. Yeah, I don't think he's ready for my boy Benavidez because they've been trying to get the Benavidez fight for a couple of years now. It seems Caleb Plant's a bit hesitant, but it seems he's maybe holding out for his Canelo payday, which everyone wants because that's the money fight at the end of the day. So Benavidez hasn't helped himself by losing the belt on the scales, being, you know, down what do you call it, eating too much cheesecakes and burritos. But yeah, so that was his fault. Otherwise, that fight could have been easier. So it's now he's in the who needs him club now. But yeah, he's still my boy. But so starter, yeah, who have you got if Caleb Plant does fight David Benavidez?
Benavidez, man.
Yeah.
The guy's a destroyer.
Yeah.
He's a machine. He's a destroyer, mate. You know, all that size, and he knows how to use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I like Benavidez, man. He's, you know what I mean? I've liked the kid for a long time.
Yeah. Another fight, I don't think many people saw it, but there was Fedor Shudanov. He fought Isaac Chilemba. Yeah, that was a draw.
That's old time fighters, man.
Yeah, it was a draw. Well, Shudanov, we saw last time out, he beat, what's his name from over here? Umar Sadiq.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw that one. He stopped him in the...
Isaac Chilemba's like 62, isn't he?
No, yeah, he looks 62, but on BoxRec it says he's 33. But I'm like, you ain't like, yeah, younger than 33. I'm like, he's not
my
I'm like, yeah.
I want to see that. I want to see that birth certificate, mate.
Yeah, so they got down at 33. So, boy, but for me, he don't look 30. He looks 43. But it is where it is. But yeah, that was a little draw. That was a nice little fight. Oh, but the one though recently, a little good one to wake up to Sunday morning for breakfast, was the return of Joseph Parker versus his fellow, one of his tribal man, them, Junior Farr, out in New Zealand. Well, it was out in Australia. Sorry. Did you catch it? Yeah, you did catch it, didn't you?
I watched the replay of it. I didn't watch it live. I watched the replay. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely again another bad situation with the point system. You know, the 119, 109. Jeez, that was awful. Even 117, 111, just as bad. You know, I still saw Parker winning. But it was nowhere near that much of a a one-sided fight.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Basic Kid. Yeah, it was in New Zealand. Yeah, I remember now. They're saying that it was the biggest boxing event in New Zealand history. You know, they really, yeah, jazzed it up. Yeah, Samoa versus Tonga. So yeah, tribal beef, tribal war. But I saw the pictures afterwards. They was all embracing. It was really nice and unified and stuff like that. So yeah, but yeah, the 180. Yeah, that two cards. It was a joke. 109, 119, 111,
So
170. The only one that even could even be justified was the 115, 130. I have no problem with that. For me, I had it 115, 113 for Far, but even 115, 130 for Parker was cool because I thought it probably was a draw in estimation. But yeah, all those wide cards, it's not nice really. It's kind of like when I saw Canelo versus Cotto, one of the judges had it 119, 109 in that fight. I was like, come on, like, this is just.
I mean, some people had Cotto winning that fight.
Yeah,
You know,
close
that was
fight.
how close that was. You know,
Yeah,
there was
so
a decent shout for a few people to say Cotto win.
yeah.
Don't know if you saw it. I never saw this one, but Robert Easter Jr.
Yes, I did watch that one.
What did you think of Robert's performance? He fought
Yeah,
Ryan Martin.
yeah, I thought it was a decent performance. The best part about the fight, though, I would say, is Ryan Martin's coach in the corner. If you was listening to the way the man was like, it was the grilling, the cussing. He was mugging him off. He was like, "Man, you ain't doing nothing. You just let him punk you." He's like, "What are you gonna do?" He's like, "Think about your family." Towards the end, he was like, "I ain't got nothing to say to you, man. You ain't listening to anything I said. You ain't throwing the
Sound like man like I want to walk out.
yeah. If anyone watched it, I'll tell you. Listen, that corner man, that coach, he had enough of the guy. He was like, "Yeah, you know, you ain't doing nothing I said. You ain't throwing no shots. You're just getting peppered. You're not going on the inside. So yeah, do what you do. It's the last round. If you can knock him out, knock him out. If not, again."
I do love an exciting bit of corner work, man. Oh man,
Real. He was keeping it real because he was telling him stuff to do, and the guy, he wasn't even trying. Yes, Easter had, you know, the long levers and stuff, but
yeah,
he wasn't applying himself. So he was just getting peppered at the end of the day and making Easter just look good in it. So Easter won on
yeah.
points.
I
So
like Robert Easter, man. He could come and he's a fighter that can come and upset the apple cart at junior at super feather again.
yeah. But is he? No, is he a lightweight now? Junior lightweight now? Because he was super feather before, and then he
Yeah,
lost to Mikey Garcia, didn't he?
that's right.
But now, yeah, he's gone up a weight. This was at a higher weight. I think this was at 140. You know.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, because he's a very tall guy, so there was only so
Yeah,
long he was.
5'11", big guy.
Yeah, he was only going to keep that for so long. Shout out to Craig Richards, harmony in music as well.
What's up, Craig? Hope you're well.
Yep, we've got Craig Richards in the house. He's due for his world title shot in it seems like April, if not so around the end of spring, April, May time against
Okay.
Dimitri Bivol.
So that's been confirmed soon.
Well, it seems it's confirmed, but yeah, it's not officially announced.
It's not
But it's
official, but yeah,
yeah,
all
it
in the
seems it's
works. Good
yeah, it's
stuff. Good stuff.
yeah. So best of luck to Craig, and bring it home, and you're going to do the business, man. So yeah, hopefully that's going to be in the UK because home soil and all that. But if not, if you've got to travel, you know, road warriors and that. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So another fight over the weekend. I don't know if you managed to catch it. I didn't catch it, to be fair, but I know the result is the return of Anthony Durrell fighting Kyrone Davis. Did any of you guys manage to see that?
I didn't see that, but there's some drama, some kind of Was there something going on with that? There was a draw, right? But
the draw, so I don't know I don't know if it was controversial or not.
I saw some funny pictures going on. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Might have to look it up.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch that on YouTube or something like that.
Yeah. Have we seen the best of Anthony Dirrell? I think his time has come to an end. It's really weird, you know, because Anthony Dirrell, I saw as an amateur fight for the USA against England, against, I think he might have fought Darren Barker.
Yeah.
In an amateur show years ago. And on the same card was Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley. Imagine that, USA amateur team coming over. Andre Ward, Anthony Dirrell, and Timothy Bradley were in that team. Also, I got the program in my collection somewhere.
Okay, because I remember there was a US team that come over, and I remember I saw his brother Andre Dirrell when he fought Sam Webb.
Okay.
Sam Webb from Fisher ABC in a USA England match. So yeah, and Andre Dirrell, I always thought he was going to become a world champion, especially when the first fight when he fought Carl Froch in the Super Stick. And he lost a close decision. So I thought, okay, his time will come. He'll win it. Yeah. And then he fought James DeGale, I think, and it was like a split decision. And it seemed like it was that early knockdown that basically lost him the fight. Yeah. And that and then
a terrible fight, man. Oh man.
Yeah, and then he was winning the fight against Arthur Abraham, and then Arthur hit him, and he had these neurological problems all of a sudden. But he didn't want to, because he won by DQ, but the next round he was going to have to fight Andre Ward, innit? And I don't think he fancied it. But I thought that with that style he used to have, that proper slippery in and out, that he was going to proper cause Ward proper, because back then we didn't really know much about Ward, so I didn't really know how good he was, because everyone thought he was going to get like smashed in by Kessler in the first heat. And then, he won the whole thing. So, yeah, I saw SK. I see Craig said we're very strong in negotiations. Okay, well, I'll look out for the updates and stuff like that. And
excellent news. Excellent news.
Keep you updated on Fight Fan TV. So, yeah, with that said, if anyone else want to jump in and discuss some boxing? I see Base the Kid up in here. I know he's a very opinionated brother. Come on in, brother.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
But yeah, thanks for joining, Tone. And
no worries, man. Have a great
love.
Keep him up.
Man. Bless. Heard you come. Yeah. So yes. Yes, Starter, you want to come in? Base, you want to come in? Anyone else? Who else is in it? Craig, if you want to come in. Obviously, I know you might have to be a bit PC. Harmony. Slum. Come in, let's chop it up. Has anybody touched on Ward saying he would come back? No, nobody has. So come in the room, Starter. How do you do this? Do. Yeah, I think this is how you do it, innit? Man, decline. What you got? He's trying to put it here. Also, where are you? You're in a clandestine location. I'm injured 2 weeks before I get back in the ring. Why are you injured? What? Come on in, Base. Hold on. Trying to put little man. Yeah, I thought as much. But yeah, the Ward thing, no one's touched on that yet. But I don't think it'll be a wise idea for Ward to come back now. I see him doing some shadow boxing thing, but I've kind of I think that's to do with him being in that new boxing game, ESP or whatever it's called. No one's said anything about it, but I think that's all it can be, because I'm seeing a lot of cameras and there's the movement and he's just doing clips. It looks all dark and stuff like that. All promo. So he probably wants to be in the boxing game. Pugilist, stop! Little man at 10. Base ain't able to join. What's going on with you, man? Hold on. Let's come with a... Let's do a little... What happened there, man? It's in the house. Get the strap, you know. Alright, one of you, man. It's a starter. So yeah, what do you want to say on the Andre Ward rumors about him coming back for Canelo? What's your thoughts? Right in the comments. Alright, get the belt. You gotta be careful, boy. Social services might be tapped in on this. So we got in the house right now. We got Pugilist, Star, Base. I think Ward is another Floyd. He's able to make this happen. Yeah, but when was that Kovalev fight? That was about what? How long ago was that? 3 or 4 years ago? Because wait, I went to the first Kovalev fight in 2016, November. So that last fight was 2017, 18, 19, 20, 20. So you're pushing 4 years, man. That's 4 years out, man. Yeah, it's too long. He's 37 now. That's too long. And remember, the reason why he retired in the first place, because he was saying about a knee injury. He was saying the last sort of run in his career versus them fighters was he just had to sort of get through the contract. But he was he had an injured knee, and he got some kind of compensation of a few million, maybe about 5 to 10 million payout because of it, because he got injured at work. He had some kind of insurance thing, man. So yeah, he kind of got the bag there. He ain't coming back. Yeah, big up Wadi Camacho in the house. We're chopping it up about boxing in the past month. Good luck. Let's get you on, man. Tiafimo, War with Bob. Oh my God, yes. 1 second. Hello?
Yo.
Yo. Oh yeah, okay, there you are.
I'm half asleep, man.
Okay. So how's it going, man?
Oh, 1 minute. Oh my God. What's going on, man? You alright?
Yeah, man. All good. So yeah, guys, those who's logging in, make sure you're following and the Fight Fan TV page. So yeah, so how's it going and what you been up to lately?
Yeah, not much. Just keep myself a little bit busy, doing a bit of work in there. Just trying to keep my mindset nice and focused and busy. Still keep myself fit and etc. Bloody hell, the lighting's bad. Wait 1 minute. Oh my God.
Good evening, Jamie Bannerman. Big up Pesta, Ben Hall in security. Big up J Prince. Raw. Is that the problem?
That's better. Yeah, go on. Talk to my G.
Yeah.
Me love the bed. Don't worry, I'm gonna get mine sorted.
But you still got yours. So yeah, we've been talking about the fights that's happened over the past month, in February last month. Some exciting fights, some upsets, some dubious decisions, some controversial decisions,
I know.
some spectacular knockouts. So yeah, so I remember we was talking a little bit before the Josh Taylor David Avenetian fight. Did you
Yeah.
manage to watch it, and what was your thoughts on it?
Which fight again? You said again?
Josh Taylor versus David Avenetian.
Yeah, yeah, we were talking about it. Yeah, it's just one of the things that, he looks like $1 million. He looks fantastic. But, what a lot of people said, as he got the engine to actually continue that during the later rounds. And obviously, unfortunately, he came against someone that's like like a tough Mexican, like, just coming forward, and you ain't stopping that person. Like, same thing as like Joe Joyce. You ain't gonna stop, and good thing that um, the call man obviously chucked the towel, because obviously he would have got let him live to another day.
Yeah, Adam Booth.
Yeah, I'd have moved, but I don't know, man. It's just I thought he would have come out with different tactics, but he was just me personally. He was just the same what he normally does. Unfortunately, his body changed. He looked much more ripped. But in boxing, it doesn't. How you look doesn't mean nothing. Do you know what I mean? Because as you see, most fighters, some of them might not look in shape, but unfortunately, they do the business.
Yeah. Well, I've always said one of my most famous sayings is there's being built for show and being built to go. And
100%.
yeah, yeah, and Dave, because if you a prime example, any of you guys can watch on YouTube. There's a fight between a very muscly, powerful man by the name of Larry Olabamiro, and when he fought McDermott, if you
Yes.
look at those two on the street,
Yes.
you
Well,
think,
that what? Actually, that was in at your corner. Was that one? Was that one?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, he looked. Them days, obviously, heavyweights, they looked at the muscles and stuff like that. But yeah, that fight. But obviously, in the amateurs, I know with me, because I used to be at the Peacock. One time he was there, and my friend Ricky Newland. I said to him, "Oh, Rick, try and see if I can spar with him, yeah," because I wanted to see what is it about. Do you know what I mean? And I knew he hasn't got the balls and that. Do you know what I mean? He might look like fantastic big, but after a while, them big muscles after you swing and they miss. They take a lot of injuries, or sorry, not injuries.
lactic acid.
Yeah, lactic acid. But yeah,
Uh,
funny, like it's funny. It is. Um, yeah, another thing as well with the. It's just weird, like with the scoring stuff as well. Like what's happening in certain fights. It's just like what I think what Eddie Hearn said. It's just it's not nice for like foreign fighters to come, and everybody knows, like everyone as boxing fans knows who's won this fight, and all of a sudden, like they give it to the other person. And it's like where where are these judges coming, like, so where are these scorings coming from? And I know, like, I'm not sure if he was one of the ex-fighters. I think it's probably Darren. So Darren Barker. I'm not sure if he said, "Oh, they should have some of the ex-boxers doing some type of judging or something," because these, like, these referees. I know they're obviously more older, but what you lot watching it, and it's like how you lot scoring it is something that has to be obviously done about it. But it's just it is frustrating, especially like when I've been a boxer, and certain I say, like, one big fight that there's two fights that I regret, I should say, leading up to me. I think one fight that was Stephen Simmons. That
hmm
one there, because I was beating him, like it's like I said, I drew him in. I was beating him on points, but unfortunately, like my team, and obviously, yeah, I should say my team, we didn't do enough rounds and like in sparring, because unfortunately you have to do the hard work in training and fight easy, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, like I said, I've never done 10 rounds. Me fighting for the WBC International, I never fought for a 10 rounder. I've always done 6, 7 rounds. People keep letting me down, but that was frustrated. But another fight as well, that my good pal, when he probably hears this, my good pal Tony Cox, that was
Oh yeah.
another one that was like, you know, like man put him down, first round, second round, so that's like 10-8, 10-8. But all of a sudden, like from them fights, was I say from third round onwards, all of a sudden, like the judges trying to say that I didn't win no rounds at all. Yes, he must have yes, I must have took it easy a little bit by what my corner was telling me, because me as a fighter, all I can do is listen to the instructions of what my cornerman's saying. You know, yes, I should have went for the extra kill, but unfortunately, my coach telling my trainer telling me, you know, just take it easy, box like yeah. Took that hunger at me, but you know, after when his hand was raised, and I'm like, oh, did I win that? It's like I was just gutted. But you know, fair play. Like I say, he done his thing. But yeah, man. I said my career's been that is like a roller coaster. Like I spoke to you like last week. I spoke to you about it. It's been like a roller coaster, but at the same time, very proud moments of what I've done, and that's that hard work, dedication. Believing, the most important thing as well is just believing in myself.
Yeah.
I had so many different point of views that how can I say, that gave me the fire, because, say example, a lot of people saying to me, "Oh, what, you can't do this, or you should finish," or that. That unfortunately that gave me extra like strength, extra more, just to push them right of what I know. Once my mind's on the ball and I'm full focus, no negativity on the outside, I can achieve great stuff. And unfortunately, towards the end, I got to achieve something that no one said, that everybody said I couldn't do. Yes, fought for the British, obviously came short. Fought someone really good, all good. But you know, I done my thing, man. I'm very proud of what I've done, man.
Yeah. So, what would you say was your greatest achievement in boxing? Would you say it was the when you won the prize fight, or would you say it was when you won the Commonwealth title,
Uh,
or would you say it was you? I'd say you've probably hold the record of the most Southern Area title defenses in British boxing.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Talking about that first, unfortunately, I had to keep that Southern area, because um, if there's if I didn't have nothing, I don't think no one would have fought me.
Yeah, it was your bargaining tool.
One was that.
It was your bargaining tool.
Yeah, there you go. So I had to obviously use that well. So like have that in my team to obviously organise things. Yes, I came short with the English, but then you know I still grafting forward. Um, yeah, I don't. I think my best moment was definitely the 100% was the prize fighter, um, because the atmosphere was amazing, and I had a little dream just like the night before, and I said to myself, you know what, like the dream I had is that I was gonna face this guy Harry Miles in the finals, and obviously I did, and I beat him. The only thing about the combo is beautiful, but because obviously I was finding at your call that the atmosphere is not the same as being on Sky. Do you know what I mean? And most of
Yeah,
my fights I was sort of like, well, not half or whatever on Sky, but the atmosphere wasn't that. Either I had my people there supporting me, but also what let that down as well is right at the end. I think after Iqbal's fans was just like chucking chairs, and obviously I had security take me out the back, and so I didn't get to celebrate. Like I said, we all, as us not being fighters, when we win, we would like to celebrate together with our fans.
yeah,
At that moment, do you know what I mean? I didn't get no pictures. you know, me holding the commonwealth title. I had to obviously go in the change room. So I haven't, me personally, that's one thing it's been taken out of me, and I feel very like, because it's such a prestige title belt that I wanted to, you know, take pictures, put it out there more instead of just me taking pictures on my phone. Do you know what I mean? Very sad, but you know, man done the business. You know, if I listen, I tell you this: if I get myself in shape, there's no way I can make cruiserweight, but as heavyweight, I'll definitely drop some people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean when I speak the truth, bro. But yeah, so yeah, just staying myself busy, active, trying to, you know, just concentrate on my health as well. I'm still looking like, I think I'm weighing around 6.5 stone. So still keeping myself slightly, obviously, like 2 pounds over, but feeling good, just working, and yeah, man, that's what I can say, man. Like, you know, just trying to enjoy life. You know, life's like this, like a roller coaster. It's always it starts like a roller coaster, and then it ends like a roller coaster. But you know, as long as we wake up happy and keep yourself in a positive mind, you're all right. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. And going back on what you were saying about, I think it was Spencer Fearon who said that they need to get some ex-fighters to be judges, because it was one of your fellow countrymen last month, Kiko Martinez, from Spain, and he the cards was not very fair to him against the Zelfa Barrett, as we saw.
Totally.
Also, yeah, and there's been a few decisions over the past year or 18 months where it's going to come to a stage where we don't want to be the new Germany,
Yeah.
and foreign fighters are going to want extra money, and then you're going to have promoters saying this guy priced himself out, but the fighters kind of might have to up the price, because they're thinking, well, if I'm coming over here, if you guys are going to try and skank me, I might as well get maximum profit for it.
Totally.
So they have to do something about, I think, maybe getting some younger people. They don't necessarily have to be fighters, but it would be advantageous if they was ex-fighters. But I think with a lot of those old judges, I'm not sure if some of them might have cataracts or bad eyesight. You know, when you get older, things, you know, your eyesight's not as clear. You're missing things. So it's like the old guys in the ABAs. They say you've got what, a second to press the button, the blue or the red, when a shot lands. When you're old, your reflexes and everything's going to be a lot slower. So you're not going to be seeing things properly. So they do need to reduce the age, I believe.
That's the question. It's just so hard, because it's like when you speak to the board, they're gonna go no. So it is a hard situation for, like, especially obviously Eddie and I. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Personally, I'm not sure if there should be like another judge watching it on the telly, because remember, you see sometimes when you're there judging, you're actually looking up. Yeah, you're really close. So I reckon there should be another ref watching on telly. So like I said, see it in a different spect, and yeah, and then obviously come out a decision like that, because me personally, like, they're probably just watching it, and then they're watching the whoever's coming forward a bit more, they'll probably just give it to that person. But what if that person that is coming through throwing shots, and you're catching every single shot? What is it? Does that mean he's lost the fight? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, so lost the round. But yeah, it is hard. But are we gonna get to the bottom of it? I think that very unlikely. Very unlikely. Because look what, obviously, I know it's different, but look at what happened with football. Yeah, how many times the ball went behind the goalpost. Like, it was a goal, but all of a sudden it used to, like, back in the day, they used to be like, no, that was a goal. You can see it clearly, but the referee doesn't. But now, what do we have? We have that VR, yeah? So this VR thing in boxing is, like, it's no, but there has to be some, like I said, there has to be some other way as watching it on a telly. I think that's probably the only way. One of them, just on the thing. Or
Well,
no?
there is a thing they've got in America where I've noticed on some shows that they've got a VR style thing going on where it you see like with knockdowns, because you know sometimes things are either slip, it's either a slip or they've kind of pushed them over or something. So what they do at the end of the round, they go with the VR if the person disputes it,
Yeah.
and they double check to see if it was a slip or foot tanglement or someone pushed them, and then they can either then if it turns out that it wasn't a legit knockdown, then that so-called 10-8 has to go back to what the judges would have put, like a 10-9 on either way. And but yeah, they don't do that over in Britain yet, but that would be something that would be good they'd implemented over in the
Yeah.
British control. Bob Williams is, wait, someone said Bob Williams is an ex-boxer. I sparred him several times. How old is Bob Williams? Pugilist.
Don't ask me.
No. There's a guy in the comment. You know, because I think age is a factor with some of them. Some of these guys, I think they're like late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
I don't think this Bob guy is going to be that old, but it'd be interesting to know how old he is. But
But the thing is, like, so far there's been all these crazy decisions, but there's nothing. We haven't like, as us being a boxing fans, we want to hear something. We want to know something. Do you know what I mean? It's not a thing as, oh yeah, don't we talk to them, but we want to hear what outcome was it. Like, not a decision from the referees, but someone from the top. Like, what's his name again? Bloody hell, what's his name?
I saw it. No, but I saw him talk on IFL. You know that guy, that British bald leader guy. What was his name again? I forgot his name. What, you're 53. He's a ref and a judge. Okay, yeah, but that's one guy, pugilist. But we're talking. There's multiple people who've been scoring some funny decisions, and a lot of them are really really old. And I think they need to try and restructure
Yeah.
the kind of guys they have on the board.
With that, it will be hard. It will be such a hard situation, man, to actually.
Yeah, it will be hard.
Because it's like this. It's like, I know certain fights, like especially like the big boys ones. Them ones, they're obviously going to be someone getting knocked out, etc. But it's just the smaller weights that some of them can obviously. They're strong enough, but it'll be like a 12 round or 10 rounds slug falls, like just constantly throwing shots at each other. They're the ones going to be more affected, like to know what and what. All right, quick question for you, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Who wins, yeah? Josh Kelly and Conor Ben.
All right. Before the last fight,
And why?
I would say.
No,
Josh,
you have to go by
right now.
Josh, yeah, like right now, as like, say, example, they match up next
Fight.
Yeah, next fight.
I think.
And whoever's watching this, I want some answers on that as well. Who do you think wins, Josh Kelly or Conor Ben?
Right now, I'd say Conor Ben.
Reason?
Because Josh will pick him off at first, hit him about and stuff, but Conor will outlast him. He'll drag him because Conor's aggressive and has a high work rate. He'll grind him down again.
But at the same time, can he take shot? Like I said, I don't know, but can he take shot? And also, is he strong enough? Because like I said, the other guy was stronger. That's why he beat Kelly and obviously and put extra more heat. So
I think Ben is strong enough. How he takes a shot, because obviously that French guy dropped him a couple of times, so I'm not sure. Because Josh Kelly is a big guy, but what it is for that weight, I think Josh Kelly's too big, so he's always going to run out of gas because he's too big. So he probably have to go up. So he's going to struggle to make the weight. So Ben, if he gets past
But in the same time, before you actually make a decision, I think we talk about this a lot. Obviously, when I see you again, that we have to obviously decide first how is Conor again. Sorry, is Conor Ben and fighting someone? Who's he fighting again? Is he like I said, I don't really know them much.
Vargas.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's good, but he's seen better days. Remember, he fought Amir Khan a couple of years ago. He managed to drop Khan, but he lost on points. Khan dropped him as well. It was it was a good little fight, but that was about 5 years. That was about maybe 5 years ago.
But is he still slightly in his prime? Not prime, but I mean like.
No, he's not prime, but he's still live. He's still a live opponent.
At the same time, we'll probably have to see the outcome of that fight, then fully decide exactly, because then we can see how much improvement has Conor Ben made. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
because as they say, you're only as good as your last fight.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, Pretty Boy ain't a banger. Fight. So I think Ben will outlast him and probably stop him.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Any more questions, guys? Ben has the engine. Ben really. Kelly has no engine. Yeah. Everyone's saying Ben. Hello? Yeah, it's your end, man. I'm here. What? All right. What's it? What's going on? All right. Macho was in the building. Thank you for that, Wadi. Anyone else want to come in and talk about some stuff? I saw Pugilist Boy was talking about the drama going on between Teofimo Lopez and Bob Arum. Do you want to come back in and discuss that? Because that was very, very interesting. That one's going to slip under the radar.
Yes, we didn't get that one.
Yeah.
In fact, while I was listening to you, Tio came up on a live, so I had to have two devices. I was listening to him and listening to you. So it's kind of weird. I got a bit of this conversation and a bit of your conversation, but yeah, boy, Bob Arum is throwing his toys out the pram.
Yeah, no, this is crazy. And now we know this is a Bob problem now, because we saw what he was doing with poor Terence Crawford, saying, you know, I'm losing money, I'll get rid of him, I'll shelf him. I'm thinking, rah, is it really that bad? Like, you can't market this, brother? Eddie Hearn was saying to in an interview, he would love to sign Terence Crawford because he's got so many good things about him. He's from a place which boxers don't really come from, Omaha, Nebraska. You know, it's one of them. It's like it's like a low budget New Jersey because it's near New York. People don't know about it, but it's very hood. Yeah. It's very hood. There's a lot of drugs around there. But Terence, he doesn't portray that image. He's a family man.
Yeah.
Loves his woman. He brings her everywhere. He's got the whole city behind him. He's got good personality. He dresses fly. He talks well. He's funny. He's got jokes.
And you know what? I think New Yorkers see him as one of their own because he fights in New York. And you know, I was there for one of his fights, and I have seen the love that he gets. I know obviously a lot of people come in from Nebraska, but I think a lot of New Yorkers just have taken him up as sort of like, you know what, he's one of ours because
it's next door.
Yeah,
next door to it's next door. Like it's near New York, so it's like New Jersey. Yeah. If you're a New Jersey fighter, Jersey's got Atlantic City, so it's got a big contingency of fans. But New Yorkers, they like New Jersey guys too, so they see them as one of their own as well. Yeah, so for sure. Omaha, Nebraska is like the fruit of New York, like the fruit of Islam. So yeah, but yeah, back to Bob. I'm like, so then now I've seen him talking about Tio Fimo, his next star, who's just gone out and ripped up the shreds and beat Lomachenko, who no one thought he was going to do, including me. I didn't think he was. I don't think you thought he was. So he's done that. He's the man. And now because Bob don't want to put up the money, remember, Mr. Bob is the one crying about Terence Crawford money now. So, okay, he don't want to put up the money. Teofimo's thinking, I've got all these belts. I'm not trying to get short-changed out here. So,
Really?
if it's purse bids. If you want to stage me, stage me. And the Zones put up more than Bob. But then in the end, that new channel, Triller, they're the one who did the that exhibition for Mike and Roy, innit?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, Triller, them guys, yeah. So they've put up the bread, and Bob's getting all upset about, well, if he wins, talking like he ain't going to beat Kambosos Jr. anyway, but of course he will, but yeah. So he's like, if he comes back, he might not want the money, so he'll just have to get shelved, or someone can buy him out. So talk to me. What's your opinion on this? What's going on here?
Listen, Bob Arum needs to suck a dick. No, man, this guy, he's doing people wrong. I'm sorry. He's the old school part of boxing that we need to get rid of. I'm sorry. It's a young man's game now. We need to get rid of these old fuddy duddies. You know, these old man, Frank Warren and all them man there. We need to get rid of. You know what I'm saying? It's a young man's game.
Yeah, because you have to think. Remember, Bob Arum was born in 1930.
Yeah.
30 or 31. He's 90 years old.
Yeah. He's old as fucking that.
Yeah, he's 91 this year. So yeah, he's born 1930. Yeah. So you got to think his mindset. So his mindset towards people like Terence Crawford, Lopez.
Believe that.
Black fighters and immigrants. Because you got to remember, him in his 20s is going to be what, 1950. So you're thinking about the 40s,
Jim Crow, brother.
The 60s. So because I've never heard him have a problem with any Caucasian fighters. And he seems to always have a problem with either African American or like Latin American, and they seem to always have an issue with this guy.
Listen,
so
old school. His methodology is archaic. You know, look, he's probably got some young bucks sticking him around and keeping him relevant. You know, getting him good fighters, because at the end of the day, he's got a great stable of fighters. But let's be honest, man, he's doing a wrong to Terence Crawford. You know, this whole the way he's got the gem. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo, the undisputed lightweight champion. You know, jeez, I mean, you know, you can't you know. That's that there. You got to really put some weight around that. Yeah. Here's a funny thing. I just discovered this. Right. So, you know, you mentioned about Triller hosting Mike Tyson against Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah.
There's a rumor that they want to put Tyson Holyfield 3 on Teofimo Lopez's undercard. Woo!
Do we really want to see it?
Oh, mate.
Oh, my God. Do we really want to see that?
Do we? What's your thoughts, bro?
I don't know, man. I don't really want to see it because the Tyson Roy thing, I weren't really too pleased about it. But the good thing about it is that Roy, I knew, couldn't hurt Mike, and Mike decided to, you know, play nicely and just go to the body. He could have iced Roy in there. You watched it. He was carrying him. Roy was shattered. Mike obviously trained a lot better for it than Roy did. But Mike played the game. But you see, with a man like Holyfield, he's got that thing. There's something about him that seems that he wants to get the glory back. Hold on, no, that will be the main event. TFE on the undercard. I like pressure now. No, that's sick.
Oh, mate.
Wow. No, and also, who's hosting that? Jake Paul versus Askren.
Ben Askren.
Yeah.
No idea.
That's
probably going to also be Triller as well, because
yeah,
they're trying to make their...
Yeah, they'll try and stick that on the undercard, because I see, obviously, I don't know if you caught it, but I posted one of the little trolls jumped in the ring and Canelo had to bad him up.
I saw it.
Yeah, he had to bad him up.
So let's talk this hypothetical Mike Tyson Holyfield, because that could go a number of ways, right? Do you think they can really get in the ring together and just be an exhibition?
Yeah, because it's history, so it ain't gonna be like Roy and Tyson where it's all friendly. It's just a fantasy spar.
Tyson's gonna get angry, man. Tyson's gonna be like, "You ain't catching me a third time with that headbutt."
If Holyfield, you know what it is. You see, that's another thing. Because if Holyfield does that, Tyson ain't gonna let that one go. You know. He ain't. And Holyfield has a very bad habit of doing that. And I don't know if they can just spar nicely. I don't know those two, because there's too much. The ear bite, the head bite. Are they going to play?
You know, look. The weird thing is, right? We've seen Mike Tyson get himself into really good shape. He looks fantastic. Holyfield looks just as good.
Yeah.
Obviously, he doesn't show the flashy 8-punch combination and all that stuff. But we just see the body looks great.
Yeah.
And we know he's got that muscle memory, because the guy only retired the other day. He was fighting until like 49 and all that. It's funny because, I put the Holyfield Mora fight in the group today, and that was Holyfield in his prime, man. I mean, boy.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I mean, I don't know what to say. If they get their act together, man, I might have to make a trip.
Oh,
I might have to make a trip.
Oh, you're going to go on the road trip, brother?
I've been at one of their 2 fights.
Which one? The first or the second one?
The second one.
Okay. Oh, the infamous one. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that was mad. So, Wadi Camacho said he would love to see that fight. Yes, big up Adrian Boze. Yeah. So, back to Bob. I think he needs to just leave it alone, because then he's going to do it.
He needs to retire from this game, man. It's a young boy sport. Look, saying this to somebody else the other day, we're looking at, AJ is setting himself up to go solo, as far as I'm concerned. He's looking at the blueprint with Floyd walking away from Oscar De La Hoya. He's obviously spoken to Floyd. He set himself up now. He can walk away from Eddie. He doesn't need the promotion company anymore. He can do his own thing. He has his own group of fighters now. We've seen Dillian White now has a crop of fighters. We've seen so many young fighters who now are setting the mantle to set up their own portfolio, their own base, so they can create something away from that old guard. And in all honesty, you kind of go, well, that's what boxing really needs. The problem with boxing over so many years is the unregulation. The fact that, anybody could go in and do anything. And we know that has meant that you've ended up with people just getting tuppence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And big promoters getting a shed load of money. And it's wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for change. I'm all for, look, we've also seen the lack of diversity in the upper tiers of boxing. For many years we weren't getting a look in. I remember Colin McMillan trying to start a team. You know, Ambrose Mendy obviously got pushed out the door. You know, and I've seen other guys try a thing. Audley Harrison, David Hay. You know, so you know, I'm keen to see the game that black people represent quite heavily in being more represented in the upper echelons of the sport. Obviously, Floyd, great. Oscar De La Hoya, great. But we need more. We need more. And AJ, I think, is going to be the next big one.
Yeah, with 258 management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, we've seen it with Rich Paul and LeBron James, Rock Nation. You know, we just need to be in there now, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you manage to what did you think of Canelo's ring entrance against Avni Yildirim?
Yeah, we had a good chat about that in our group. I really enjoyed it, you know. I thought, you know, I sneak see the guy on the bicycle drop off his bike, but you know, hey.
It's live,
but yeah, no, you know, I was impressed. I'm all for an inventive ring entrance. You know, sometimes they can be quite dour. They can be, you know, I think, yeah, the Josh Kelly bill, everybody came in to some soft music. It was weird. I'm watching it and like, you know, like you think, pump it up. And people were coming into like ballads. And I was like, what's this all about? You know?
Yeah, a lot of British fighters. Do you know what I don't like? A lot of them come out to the same song. It's like they hear one fighter use it and then they all just start rinsing it. Like that do 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 do. I'm like, oh, don't all start rinsing it. Or that dan. Like they'll start using AC/DC. Yeah, or they'll come out to just these silly ballads, and I'm like, that's not. I know you want to make your little crossover appeal, but I know you don't listen to that in your car. You don't listen to that in the gym. That's not being honest.
That's the one that gets me. You know, you can't go in a gym in Britain and hear them kind of tunes. I'm sorry, there ain't a gym in Britain that you can walk in and you're gonna hear flicking Coldplay. Sorry,
no.
Even if it's your favorite band, you ain't getting no airplay in the gym. Yeah.
And what I love about what Canelo did is because he told Eddie, put the bring up this guy, J Balvin, because I went on J Balvin's page yesterday. So I see Canelo likes his posts. So Canelo's a fan of this guy. So okay, so I believe Canelo, because when he was with Oscar's a bit 90s. So he was having Canelo wear sombreros, coming out to these old banjo. Yeah, these little Spanish band. And Canelo looks like a fly guy. He wears the nice clothes and fly stuff. I can imagine him in a nightclub with a bottle of tequila and some limes and drinking beers. So he ain't going to be listening to that. He's going to be coming out listening to reggaeton or Mexican hip hop. So, and when you, for instance, go into Eddie Reynoso's gym. You've got Canelo Alvarez in there. You've got Andy Ruiz in there. You've got Ryan Garcia in there. You've got Oscar Valdez in there. These are young fly guys. They got tats. They look quite street smart and stuff. They're going to be playing that kind of music. They're not going to be playing Spanish ballads with banjos going. So you got to engage with the Mexican market because, fair enough, Canelo doesn't like speaking English, so he likes speaking Mexican. So if he wants to engage the young Mexican fans, not the old heads, because yes, big up Julio Cesar Chavez, Salvador Sanchez, all them guys are great. So those type of tunes was good in their era for entrances, those Spanish ballads and all that type of music with the sombrero stuff. But these days, Mexican guys ain't really, the kids ain't listening to that. So you got to play what the youth want. And that's how, so this is why, as you said, guys like Bob Arum, Frank Warren, they need to kind of maybe step aside or get their sons in or grandsons in, because Eddie has got the blueprint of attracting the youth and the new age fighters and new age fans, and that's so it's a great entrance by Canelo, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
So also that was one fight that went under the radar. You must have saw it. Jerry Forrest versus that Chinese guy.
Nah, I
Zhang.
only switched on for Canelo.
Oh, is it? It was it was the fight just before, and what happened is Jerry Forrest, he got dropped in the first round, the second round, and the third round, and they were all pretty heavy. And he got up, he was nearly going to get stopped, and then from round 4 to 10, he won all the rounds, and in round 9, the Chinese guy got he was unbeaten, like 20 wins, 17 KOs, and he got a point deducted, and it ended up a draw. So Jerry Forrest was like the honourable. For him, he was happy. He was jumping for joy. He got the draw, and it was a fair draw. To be fair, it was actually a draw because it was so easy to score. The 3 knockdowns, that's 3 10-8 rounds, and then Jerry Forrest won all 4-10 plus a 10-8 round the night because the guy got a point deducted. So yeah, that was like a win for him. So well done, Jerry.
Mm.
He's speaking Mexican. Base, what are you on about? What is my Wadi Camacho's asking, what is your favourite ring walk?
Well, I posted mine in the group the other day. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, the most interesting one definitely goes to Vitaly Klitschko against oh my gosh, the American black guy.
Tony Thompson?
No.
Layman Brewster?
No. Oh man.
Um,
Hang on, I'll bring it up.
yes, Canelo, you prefer speaking Spanish. Okay, if you want to get technical, base. Sometimes chill out, brother. Chill out. You know what I mean.
Samuel Peter.
Oh yeah, he's not Mexican. He's not American though. He's Nigerian.
Nigerian, yeah.
Yeah,
Samuel
Nigerian
Peter.
man.
But,
Yeah, Nigerian.
yeah, he had the holograms of Tyson, Holyfield, George Foreman. You know, it was just great. It was great. I loved that. And then and band as well. You know, they had a little thing, them Klitschko brothers, for their fight, their ring entrances in Germany. Tyson, just because it was sheer excitement, you know, to see him like just coming out, no robe, you know, the black shorts, the black shoes, just run out, just, you know what I mean? It was short and sharp, but it was exciting. So I
Yeah.
enjoyed them. And then Roy Jones Jr., man, you got to go. Roy knew how to come in the ring, man. You know, Roy would rap his own stuff, and you know what I'm saying? He had all the outfits. Yeah, Roy was a showman, man. Roy was a showman.
Yeah. Me personally, I liked Chris Eubanks Sr. Some of his entrances, the Harley Davidson was pretty original. My favourite one, maybe because obviously I was a kid these times, so was Prince Nassim Hamed entrances. But it's the one that sticks out for me, which I liked the most. It's the one where he came out in the Cadillac lowrider to Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
And he's got the mic on and he's bumping. So yeah, that was my favorite one. I know a lot of people like either the Magic Carpet or the one which they're carrying him, which about 3 but yeah, I liked that Cadillac one. That was he come out like a G in that one. That was my favorite one. Adrian Broner, I like some of his ones because he's got his swift dance moves. He's very energetic as he comes.
Yeah.
Nice outfits, nice flashy robes. He's got
his robes are always on point. Always on point.
Always on point. Yeah, he's had some entrances. Mike Tyson, obviously, but that brings it just brings that that awe era, like, ooh, something's coming. It's deep. Another one I liked, I remember I liked some of Nigel Benn's ones, funny enough, when he
I
had
knew
like
you was gonna say that, man.
the green techno lights and he's coming out to that
Yeah,
like
yeah.
music. He's like proper raver music, and you know that's bad energy. So when he comes to them green lights, like some of them Nigel Ben ones good as well. I liked as a kid as well. And when he had the funky dreads, because it just reminded me of them junglist eras when my dad used to rave in that.
He used to bring the party to the
arena
fight, didn't he? Obviously, you know, with Nigel, huge on the party scene, huge party DJ. You know, just a real go-getter outside of the ring. But he used to bring it to the gym. He used to bring it to the ring. Great fighter. Always enjoyed his entrances as well. Dangerous, dangerous. Oh yeah, yeah, man.
I'm more like some of them kind of techno acid and jungle tunes he used to come out to.
Yeah. More. In fact, I think on one of my last fights where I actually did I kind of mixed my own relation of my favorite tunes, and Dangerous was in there. So I had to put that little bit of that tune in there where you could go, yeah, Dangerous, and then I mixed it into something else. But yeah, that was my little ode to Nigel Benn. And to this day, I tell people, man, I boxed in the era with Nigel Benn when he was an amateur. I see Nigel Benn on shows with me boxing for the army. Yeah.
Okay,
To this day, he's one of the ruggedest fighters I've ever seen live as an amateur. You know, his ABA final against Rod Douglas goes down in history for me. One of the best ABA finals ever. And, you know, look, if I had any intentions of ever becoming a pro fighter, Nigel Benn knocked the fucking living daylights out of that idea, because I was like, you know what? Nah, no, that guy there, I don't want to. You know what? I always thought to myself, I don't care who I run into on the street. Yeah, I fancy my chances against anybody, but Nigel Benn, nah.
So what weight was you as an amateur?
Sorry?
What weight did you box at?
Oh, I was a lightweight. It wasn't like I was worried about. I mean, obviously he was a middleweight, but it was he was menacing, bro.
Yeah.
He was menacing. You know like how when you go amateur shows and you see people in the back ripping up the pads, and you're like, oh shit, man, who's he fighting? I hope he ain't fighting one of my guys.
Yeah, no, I've been in them situations though when I've been in, especially in Crystal Palace, when you're in an echoey changing room, and sometimes your opponent or someone from that club is round that corner, and you're hearing the pad go, and it sounded like, you know, Tong Po in Kickboxer. And you're thinking, check that's not my guy. You hear everyone's just making grunting. I'm like, no, it's funny times, man.
No, Nigel Benn, man. I mean, Nigel Benn, for me as an amateur, Nigel Benn was phenomenal. I mean, in my own gym, we had Michael Shaka Ayers, who was the lightweight British champion, 2 fight of the years against Wayne Rigby.
I remember that.
2 times amateur ABA champion. You know, I sparred Michael all the time because we were both lightweights. And, you know, look, I was never getting the best out of Mike. But, you know, I held my own against Mike. But, you know, to see that, you know, the way, you know, the Jamaican-Irish killer that Michael Shaka Ayers was, man, you know, look, he was the reason I couldn't turn pro, because, you know, when you got someone in your gym you can't get past, that was it for me. But going out, seeing Nigel Benn, god damn. Yeah. Just that, and you obviously a little bit after me. Who in your generation did you used to look at on the circuit and go, damn, that guy?
When I was thinking about my weight division, there was guy, Joe Selkirk.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Liverpool. He turned pro. He had quite a few. He was unbeaten. Frank Warren. He was with Frank Warren, but he had a lot of hand injuries. But when he used to fight, man, I see him bruck up enough, man. I remember when he bruck up Sam Webb, dropped him a few times. I was like, oh. Who else was there?
Wayne Alexander.
No, but he was before me. Yeah, he was before me. Yeah, he's about what? I think he's like 15 years older than me. But I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just know you and him sparred together, so I thought I'd throw that one in there because Wayne was a beast, man.
Yeah, that was towards the end of his career. Yeah, and I remember I was very nervous because I was his chief sparring partner in the TKO gym in Tenerife. And because I'd seen him on TV growing up, just splattering guys on the floor, I was thinking, oh, I don't want to end up on my face in the middle of this Tenerife in front of everyone. It's going to be bad. Yeah. But no, we had some good spars, man. We had some good spars, and I never touched the canvas. I took some big shots, saw the white flash a couple of times, but I stayed on my feet. And I come back
so apart from that guy you just talked about, was there anybody else that you can name that you saw on the circuit and you went, world champion, or that guy, I don't ever want to face him on a dark alley?
Well, there was no, there was some good. No, not really. There were some good guys. Who were, if you're talking about guys who were bigger than me.
Anyway, you know them ones. You know what? This guy, he's built different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ian Lewison.
Oh, Ian! I used to work out with Ian at Don Charles's gym.
Yeah, when he used to box for Miguel's, he used to come up against Dominic Akinlade a lot in the ABA Southeast. They used to have some wars. Yeah. And he used to always win it. I thought, he looks good. There was this guy he was a weight below me, but he was a big man. He was he boxed for Haringey. I forgot it. No, he boxed for Fitzroy Lodge, sorry. And I remember he knocked out my friend Nathan Wees cold. And then I see him knock out the next guy because he boxed twice that day. And he knocked the next guy out, like, in the first round. I was like, wow, this guy, anything he touches, it's just going. I was like, I forgot his name. But his name slipped my mind. Who else? And he's
one of the sweetest guys I used to see boxing on the circuit back in my day was Gary Logan.
Okay.
Do you remember Gary Logan?
Yeah, of course.
Gary Shogun Logan. He was a sweet fighter, man. He was a sweet fighter.
Yeah. David Hay.
Yeah.
I see him enough, man. I see it. I was like, yeah. I knew he was going to be a world champion.
I met David when he was about 11 years old at Lodge. So he was a little pup running around. He was a junior. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew he was going. When I saw him, I said, yeah, he's got it. He's got it. Anthony Small had a good, unique style. I thought he would do better than he did because he had a good style. Who else? Tony Bellew.
Really?
He was good. Yeah.
Can't have seen him much being from up north. Where'd you see him?
Yeah, no, because in the big tournaments and stuff. In the tournaments, you see him. So and plus he'd come down to Crystal Palace a lot because a lot of them. Yeah, because they would stay over. There was this block of flats which the England team would stay in. So they was down there. That was the base because now it's in Sheffield, but before it was in Crystal Palace. That was where the England was. So that's where you'd see a lot of the Northern guys when they came down and the Midlands guys. So yeah, I saw him, Frankie Gavin, this guy Neil Perkins, David Price, David Dolan. I remember when David Price sparred Tom Dallas down at my club, the Lynn, on a Sunday. It was for like London rep training, and I'll see these two towering guys. I'm like, these, and when every time they lean on the rope, I'm like, these ropes are gonna snap, man. These two guys are giant. So
Big
Yeah,
guys, man.
yeah, and I've even sparred. Yeah, I think Wadi Camacho might have been there one of the days because I remember they made me spar him, even though Wadi was 90 kilos and I was 70 kilos, and then Wadi's there trying to take me out, like trying to dig, like, trying to break my ribs to the body, and then he starts headhunting when he's 20 kilos heavier than me, and the coach is like, "Easy on the power, Wadi, easy on the power. He's only a welterweight." Like,
I bet you enjoyed that though, right? I used to love going up against bigger guys. Because
yeah,
they're the only ones you could let your full power out. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You had to test yourself. You had to know, can I hold their shot? And can they hold my shot?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So I think Waddy was there one of those days. So yeah, good times, man.
Mm,
Yeah,
excellent.
yeah. It's getting a bit late now, so I think we're gonna wrap this up. But
Yeah,
so
time's
what we
flown
got?
by, man. It's been enjoyable. Enjoyed listening in.
So what we got this weekend? Fight wise, we've got Clarissa Shields
On
versus
Friday, we got the
Marie
massive UFC card with Adesanya, Peter Yan, Amanda Nunes.
and Mia versus Sterling.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Sterling fighting for the bantamweight title. So good, good. That's a great card. We've got David Benavidez versus Ronald Ellis
yeah,
on Saturday also. Yeah, I think that's it because
yeah.
they've had to move. They've had to move.
Vetkin White.
Yeah, they've had to move that card
Yeah.
to later this month in Gibraltar. So yeah, there was some controversy whether some of the undercard guys was going to be just do the England rounds, but they're going to move the whole thing over. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, good good weekend of boxing and UFC. So guys, make sure you tune in. It's been a fantastic evening. Thank you, Tony, for blessing the stage. Thank you for
No,
Wadi Camacho for coming in also and chopping up about your career and talking some boxing also. And we'll catch you at a later date. And take care all and good night. God bless.
take care, guys.
Bless.